on, guys. Wyatt was on, but then he left. I don't know what happened. Wow, we got about 100 people out there already. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing.
Anyway, welcome, everybody. Of course, I'm Doc G, and we got Chance McFadden and Fascinating Brian, and Wyatt was just here. Hopefully he'll come back. And some other surprises for you. This is Chance's Chat and Friends Live. And guess what? This is for entertainment purposes only, but it also may not be. Welcome, Chance.
Okay. Everybody knows since last week I'm under an NDA and a gag order. But I can share information that comes from other sources and not the sources of the intake officer, okay? And General Steve, I can't talk about that, okay? But here's what I can talk about. You want intel at the beginning? I'm giving it to you, okay? You're going to have to vet this on your own. About an hour ago, I put a video that was on YouTube. I shared it because it was significant to the information that I got today from our brother Bub in Minnesota. He called the U.S. Bank, which is a division of U.S. Bank Corps. If he would have had an account at U.S. Bank Corps, he could have exchanged his Vietnamese dong for $4.32. Now, this is I'm going to sing my song tonight. Yes, I am. Anyway, hi Dan, how are you, brother Dave? That Dan is brother Dave I was telling you about.
Okay.
Doc
Okay,
G.
Cool.
Okay, so anyway, that's okay. So you'll have to vet that for yourself. And hi, Rolando, how are you? Wendy, how are you? Listen, you're going to have to vet that for yourself. And from what he implied, you could just walk in. But I'm not hearing that you can do that yet. And the video that I put on the Telegram page today implied that you had to have an appointment and the rates were only on the back screen. So once again, the rumor mill keeps going on and on and on as far as the general public goes. But remember what I said Tuesday on my Chances Chat on the private Telegram page. Remember what I said Tuesday, because I said this on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. This information comes across the pike. And what I tell you on Tuesday. Wise people will pay attention. Hi, Han Solo from the Gulf of America. All right. The Implant Truth Survivors. Hi, we got some great people coming on. Last week on the show, we had over 1,000 people, and I thought that was pretty good. Brenda, how are you? Frida, Colchester, Illinois. Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. Do you know how many cheeseburgers I used to eat at Beck's there in Colchester, Illinois? Okay. This is bringing up a bad memory, but my first wife, everybody knows, was from Colchester, Illinois, and she's no longer on this realm. And but when we were seeing each other, Beck's restaurant. French fries, cheeseburgers. Oh my God, they were wonderful.
I used to break dance there frequently.
Yep, my son was doing break dance there. Hi, Judy. How are you? It's good to see everybody here tonight. So anyway, you do your own research, okay? Barbara, you're great too. I want to talk about a little bit about, I'm not going to mention anybody's names, but thank you for the lady for the lady that sent me the donation today in the mail. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Stacy, for donations to myself and to the station. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. We love you. We're not worthy. We're trying to be worthy. That's right, Doc. You got it right. And don't forget Brother Dave and Dr. Brian, who sends donations on a regular basis. I was told by God to do this show. Okay. That's just the way it is. I was brought to this by God. He told me, you can call him God, you can call him Source, you can call him whatever you want to call him, your inner voice. But that's how I come to do this thing. I'm not a professional broadcaster, but I am a doctor on TV. No, I'm not that either. Oh, okay. I do play a doctor on TV. Okay, Linda, hi, how are you? That was my attempt at humor. Wasn't very good. Doc, you should at least give me a funny smile or something.
I'm doing all this. I'm trying to listen and watch. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yep, Kathy, if you are very, very wise, pay close attention. That's all I got to say. Pay close attention. We are all worthy, okay? In fact, what a lead in, okay? 520-741-8. These are numbers we can't debate. 520. Okay, never mind. My son's mocking me, so I'm not going to do it. I don't want you to hum along. I want you to be quiet.
I was enjoying it.
Okay, yeah. Next thing I know, you're going to break in with 588-2300 Empire.
You never know. He might beatbox for you. You know?
Oh, yeah, he can beat. He knows how to beatbox. He knows how to. Go ahead and beatbox it, Mickey.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's all right. Okay, he's done.
You know what everything you do.
Hi, everybody is showing up tonight. The Fantastic Three and fellow associates. Hopefully, Wyatt will be joining us. I sent him a link.
He was here and then he left. I don't know if it was an issue or
something. There's okay. I want to do something before we open it up for a bunch of things. But I did get medbed intel, and that is something I can talk about. Okay. Now, it came out Tuesday. I tried to put it on the chat, but I couldn't access it while I was doing the show. So right now, I'm going to give you the medbed intel that I was going to give on Tuesday. But that came in, and by now, it's probably already been circulating amongst the boards. Oh.
He wants to know what you said on Tuesday. Can you recap?
Yeah, I'm going to recap right now. Here it is.
Here you go, Catherine.
Okay, this is the medbed intel, and it's quite a bit. I hope you're paying attention. Jeffrey, you don't have any hair. We got to do something about that. Dave Cook, how are you? Okay, here it is. We will know we are close to receiving this world's precious gift when the announcement of the IFCM Institute in collaboration with the Swiss U.S. Construction comes to pass, as the introduction of over 800,000 patents and cures will be among them. Okay? These quantum therapy medbeds come in 3 different modules and 3 unique combinations. They all work on various vibrational and frequency levels with refracting lenses and 3D scanners, as well as surgically precise lasers for opening and closing wounds. These quantum healing devices contain vast monitoring technologies, allowing the health practitioner to be fully informed throughout the diagnosis and repair sessions. They noticed they didn't say treatment sessions, they said repair sessions. Medbeds create maximum human repair via minimal invasion by way of light and energy through tachyonic particles and plasma energy. Boy, that sounds a little Star Trek-y, doesn't it? Okay. Since we live in a vibrational universe and humans are vibrational beings, the healing occurs through a homeopathic frequency realignment approach with little to no side effects. All three of the medbeds work with similar technologies. They have been converted for 3 divergent treatments. The holographic medbed is built an advanced but limited artificial intelligence that works together with the human connection of a health professional to ensure the full measure of healing. They come equipped and features containing airtight and see-through operating shields, reducing germs and claustrophobia, comfortable limb rests, liquid spray anesthetics, laser scalpels, laser mirrors, vital sign sensory and display diagnostic and analysis identification, and computer-controlled surgical arms. The computer used in the operation is similar to that of an MRI machine. Instead of radiation and magnetics, medbeds use plasmatic energy on a subatomic and vibrational level. Performs live scans of the human body, diagnoses and treats any imperfections and illnesses within a short amount of time and great accuracy, scanning every inch and system within the physical body, diagnosing and interpreting of blood, skin, bones, organs, muscles, neurological glands, hormonal deficiencies. This medbed will also perform a painless blood and DNA analysis, searching and correcting any hereditary markers leading to the various predisposed illnesses. Any surgery will be completed immediately through laser, including heart surgery, appendix, C-sections, and others within this holographic medbed. The regeneration medbed resonance fields benefits those who require organ transplants, missing or severed limbs, skin grafts, work with cell memory, stem cells, and DNA templates. Its endless applications regenerate old tissues and missing organs. The rejuvenation and regression bed rejuvenates cell, offers age and memory regression therapy, and heals all of the senses, especially sight, sound, and taste, that have all become dull through trauma or age. This therapy bed also eliminates unwanted suppressed memories, which will support and heal so many victims who have endured mental and emotional anguish. PTSD and traumatic memory sufferers will benefit from the use of the medbeds as it heals the heart-mind connection, ridding disparity. That means the bad memories will be gone. This is also considered the foundation of youth. It will return appearance of yesteryear, returning muscle tone, tightened skin, working with our individual DNA templates and multiple refractory lenses and body's internal clock. These procedures are performed pain-free. Before the deployment of the medbeds meet with the arrival of the world, trained technology and manufacturing crews must be established to keep up with the world's supply in the creation and infrastructure, along with the environment of society's weaponized forces dissipated to prevent future greed and control. That was a mouthful. The reason I said it all out there like that is for you to listen to it over and over again, make your notes. And I can say this. Right now, everything is going so stinking fast. Everything in the political, everything in the financial, everything is going fast. Would you agree, Brother Wyatt?
I would, yes. But there are gurus telling everybody that the RV has actually happened. It has not yet. There's things to be done. So they're lying to you if they're telling you that the RV has happened. It won't be happening for a little while yet. That's pretty much it. And hello, everybody, and happy Good Red Friday.
Yeah. Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter.
Anyway, so what we're doing now is we're waiting. A lot of things are supposed to happen between now and Monday. And we will just hang on. Help is on its way. Betty says, this would be great for us all. My husband has 3 cancers plus other illnesses. He is a Vietnam veteran. I am crippled from bone-on-bone problems. I'm so sorry to hear that, Betty. Prayers for Betty and her husband, please, everyone. And Betty, do you know about the fenbendazole and the ivermectin? You need to, if you're not a member of our private group, the Telegram group, Chances Chat, live chat on Telegram, it's a private group. Send me an email at chancemusic@yahoo.com. I will send you a link. And there is all kinds of alternative medication, not medication, all kinds of alternative treatments.
However, there's a catch, Chance. So let me just chime in real quick. Okay, the catch is this. If you're taking alternative treatments, the moment you say, I'm going to go to the doctor, and I'm going to let them poke around in me to identify if there's any other problems, giving them consent to create more problems, then don't bother taking the alternative treatments. That's all I'm going to say, because it's going to be counterintuitive and counterproductive. Okay.
I agree with that 100%. What these cable guy doctors are not telling you is they're not telling you about what causes 90% of these diseases, and that's parasites.
Yeah.
Okay? Parasites. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, everybody did a parasite cleanse. Okay, Cheryl wants to know this weekend, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told you before. Nobody goes at the same time.
Nobody knows.
No rates, no dates, and everybody's going to get a different rate, and everybody's going to go at a different time. So if you want the shotgun start, it ain't going to happen. Just get over it. It ain't going to happen. Okay? Just that information that I gave you this earlier in the show at the very beginning. Okay? Right. Nancy, that's a good thing. You're agreeing to disease. I don't agree for disease. I don't agree to parasites. I don't agree to since I've been on the vitamins and the patches, I've been feeling a lot better. I've been maintaining a lot more energy, and the longevity vitamins and the minerals, and I'm feeling better. Okay. Joey says, going on vacation April 27th through May 7th. Being a military man, I always look at my surroundings 24/7, and should I be concerned? You should always be concerned because listen, you're moving at the time you probably shouldn't be moving. Okay.
Just be prepared.
Be prepared. I'm going to tell you what, I will tell you this, you're going to have 6 hours once the EAS gets announced. You're going to have 6 hours to get your butt home. If not, you're going to go someplace and you're going to sit there and wait until the 10 days is over. Okay. So get ready for that. This is all stuff that I can talk about. No low energy here. No, we all want positive energy. Okay. We've had our share of trolls on the Telegram page. We've had to kick them off. And we have our share of wonderful humanitarians who are working with limited resources even today. So we want to thank them all very much. Castor oil is a miracle. Okay. When you look at all the things castor oil can do, you need to realize it's going towards the source. anything you can do to go towards the source of disease, it's not so much disease as it is a condition. Okay. And parasites is the result of 99% of it. Roadrunner X, hello from Australia. G'day, mate. How are you? There's Wyatt. He's from Australia too. What day does the EAS does it end in Hawaii? Yes, it ends. The EAS
That's
ends
the day. That is the day.
He is right.
And it ends in Y.
But which why? Wyatt?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
it
the
might
question,
end. It
isn't
might. And there's other things that's going on by the end of the month. There's very good. There's a very good possibility Wyatt could be coming to America by the end of the month.
Just crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Because not only that, let me tell you why that's huge. Okay, I can only tell you this because I have limited knowledge on it. But I can tell you, for the North American Union, Wyatt going to Washington D.C. would be absolutely phenomenal. Okay, and if you don't know what the North American Union is, then go back and listen to my old broadcast because we talked about it. But I'll give you a recap. North American Union is the United States, Mexico, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Canada, and New Zealand. And we're even hearing that that England could be part of the North American Union.
But only as a protectorate.
Right.
But only as a protectorate. It won't be a territory, but it'll come under the protection of the North American Union.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Chance, I'm going to chime in real quick. Okay, people, please do not worry about the EAS. Your best bet is just to see it done. There's like a great missed opportunity, as I like to imply, is your creativity actually accelerates things far faster than what takes place on the fiscal side. So if there's something you wish to see finished, you have to see it done. Done. It's all done. It's all over with. Because you guys are focused on the perception of time, even though, yes, we need time to see things in action, but time is also just another illusion. And there's proof in that idea, as I gave an example previously. If you watch people walk, you see everyone walking different speeds. Those are different perception of time dials. We have different time dials. You're in charge of your very own matrix time dial. If you take advantage of your imagination, you just see it all done. Again, do you want to see the can kicked, or do you just want to jump over the can and see it done? There are rules, and this is probably something I have not explained before, but I'll say it because I think it's important. There's rules to every holographic matrix. The rule is the more empowered you are, the higher in frequency you are, the more control you have over the physical side of the matrix. And you're like, well, if that was true, I would be seeing, changes. And yes, you could see physical changes, but it's not just physicality that you're trying to see. You're trying to feel the changes. The feeling has a greater benefit than seeing, because the feeling is the inner knowing. Haven't you all noticed that time seems so much faster each day? Even though, yes, some days seem slow, but in reality, the days are just moving by like quick. And that's how you know that people, collectively speaking, are saying, get it done, get it over with. I don't want it anymore. I don't need to see it anymore. Just show the finale.
Right.
That's the key to victory. You're not waiting for it, you're living as if it's already happened. So to be let me give you an idea. So the guides are saying, do that before you go to bed. Take some time. Imagine you're in front of a TV screen and you're inside that TV seeing video clips, and you're fast forwarding. So you're fast forwarding and you're seeing you watching Gitmo channel. You're seeing you going to the RV. And again, these are like small video screen clip captions of you and your experiences, the now experiences. So the now experiences are taking place, and you just see yourself going through the process, but it's super fast. It's super fast, but it's so vivid. It's so clear. And you're like, yep, I love it. It's done. If you do that, even just for 5 minutes a night, and you nod your head and you go, yep, it's done. And then you feel goosebumps all over your body, and you'll feel them because they light up your whole entire body. It's unavoidable. And then it's called the knowing. When you have the knowing factor, that energy is like a ripple, and everyone is always rippling energies. And it tells the matrix, the holographic, the primary foothold that we have in this game board, exactly who's in control. And then you're creating a grid, essentially. So we connect to other like-minded beings, and then you override the lower dense consciousness. And that's what's been happening, but you always use more help, because then that just means we'll might even increase a day or two further. Something to think about and something to consider. And it doesn't take but 5 minutes with just creativity and the knowing and saying, yep, it's done. No, and you keep the words short and simple. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. And the thing about that, Brian, is people cannot do that unless they forget about, when am I going to get the money, right?
Yes.
Or when's that going to happen, right? Because what you're doing when you're thinking about, when am I going to get the money? When's it all going to happen? When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? It's keeping you in a lower energy. And if you're in a lower energy, you cannot do what Brian just described.
And it's the win will never come.
Yeah, that's right.
And win.
Yeah. So live in the now, guys. That's what we got to do. Yeah. God woke you up for a reason today. Okay. It's as simple as that. And he'll wake you up tomorrow if you're on the list. But there's always a reason for it. Anyway.
I got to tell you, I got to share with you guys what happened today. It's going to blow your mind. I always stop down at a little diner down here. They always have a $5 special, if it's a bowl of chili and a peanut butter sandwich or something like that, And I always stop down there every day and get something, because the cook that works at the 2:00 shift, he's awake. He's the only one at the whole place that's awake. Okay. And there was a woman in there, and they were having a conversation, and she was arguing with him. And I sit there and listen. And I said, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you're wrong. And then she says, I'll tell you something right now. I'll take 10 Bidens any day to 1 Trump. And I thought,
that's a horrifying thought. 10 Bidens.
God. I said, do you even know what he's done to this country? I said, I could prove to you that I told her. I said, I could prove to you right now, without anything in my hand except my mouth, that everything you have ever learned is a lie. Let's just go back to when the first man landed on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Was he the first man on the moon? He absolutely was. I said, well,
the cameraman was.
The cameraman. I said, my dad told me that the cameraman was. Do you know his name? Well, she couldn't answer that. I mean, she just went. She had no answer for it. I said, and if you're so unhappy with the way Donald Trump is handling things, this is what I told her. I said, get your butt in your car, drive to Washington, D.C., and just take over. You know what's best for the country. You think 10 Bidens is going to fix everything? Go ahead. You go and you tell them we need 10 Bidens, and they'll clone them. They'll whip them out for you. You got the money.
You should ask her, is sniffing a sniffing of girls a requirement as a president?
Oh, that would have been good. Yes.
Versus, President Trump doing just his normal handshake, because that's weird as hell.
Oh, yeah.
To see on video.
I'm sniffing the computer.
It's just
So you just qualified as a Democrat.
I guess I just qualified as a Democrat. Oh God! But anyway, go ahead, Wyatt. Go ahead.
Yeah, that Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and Bernie Sanders. Oh my Lord! If this is the best they have to offer, America's in a lot of trouble.
We're already in trouble.
Oh boy!
Well, we had a Charles Grassley had a meeting last week, or earlier in the week. I think it was Monday, and I missed it. I didn't even know he was in town. And the Democrats are raising hell about this criminal that got exported back to his home country. Okay, and they were raising hell with Grassley, and I'm sitting there thinking, it's a good thing I wasn't there, because I'd have probably been run out on a rail, because I would have told, first thing I would have said is, Grassley, I don't believe you're you. Could you please open your shirt up and let's make sure you're not wearing a mask and see who the actor is? That's the first thing I would have said. Then I would have probably gotten run out on a rail. Yeah.
By the cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not for us. Like, none of this is for us. It's testing their frequency. There's so many drones and stuff analyzing human frequency, and unfortunately, there's not enough humans that have made the cut for whatever this personal rapture is. Everyone is just going to go wherever they need to go, because they're not qualified consciously to grow anymore. Like the medbeds, they're not going to be able to help them. And another thing that I wanted to also allude to about the medbeds, it's not an all fixer. Okay. Yes, it's an all fixer physically, energetically, not so much. So if you have really bad habits, you gotta work on those bad habits. So if you eat a lot of junk and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get this nice slim muscular body, you may want to rethink that. It may not do exactly just that. It's going to fix problems, but it's not going to not all of them have that rejuvenating factor. And again, there's different stages, and you still have to manage your multiple layers of emotional bodies. You have different layers. You have different bandwidths of consciousness. So you kind of have to learn to be your own psychiatrist, whatever that means. But you're not going to be able to go and just do the same old habits, surprisingly. And a lot of the products, they're just not going to be here anymore. You're going to have to relearn and do things different. So just be prepared.
That's a good point, Brian. Because Captain Crunch. Oh my gosh, all the cereals are so bad for you. It's not even funny. But listen, somebody had said something about JFK Jr. Okay. And they mentioned that Quigley, this Robert Quigley, was a real JFK Jr. Well, guys, I'm gonna lay something on you. I'm gonna lay a theory on you, and I'm not gonna say it's true or I'm not gonna say it's false, but I'm gonna lay a theory on you that's gonna blow your mind. Okay, what if they're both right? What if both JFK Juniors from different timelines are living on this timeline right now? Okay. What if he really believes that he was replaced and he was on a different timeline, but not on this one? Okay. So what you have to do is use your own discernment. How do you feel when this Quigley guy talks? What do you get from him? Are you listening to his words? Are you feeling his vibrations? Are you or are you just taking him at his memory? Who knows? We don't know. He could have been programmed to say all this, so that when the real JFK Jr. comes out, that nobody's going to say, "Oh, well, he's not the real one. Quigley's the real one." And controversy, because that's how they separate us. That's how the cable guys separate us, is with controversy, and they separate us by race. They separate us by religions, all kinds of things. So what you need to do is just use your own discernment. And the other thing that I put on the Telegram page this week that I thought was very important is, okay, your vibrations have got to be high. Your frequencies have got to be high. All you got to do is reach for him. All you got to do is reach. Constantly reach. Because I'm going to tell you, that's the only way your frequency is going to get raised. That's the only way your vibrations are going to be positive and not negative. Okay?
Can I add something to that? Sorry, Chance.
You sure can. I'd love to hear it.
Okay. High is good, but you have to set terms and conditions before you have your high moment. So you put a light bubble around you. You say, I'm not going to have any negative interference within my fields of energy. And I would encourage you to make energy bear traps. Set them outside of your field. And you're thinking, oh, well, what good would they do? What do you mean? It's a bear trap. It works on the astral realm. You may hear like a yelp or a scream, and you'd be like, oh, I think I caught something. It works. They're there. It just gives you an extra set of protection. But the best way to have a high moment is to always let it go. And then you zero out because you want it to ripple. You don't want to hold it.
Like throwing a stone across a pond.
Yes. You need to ripple it because you want to become invisible at some point. So then you can have another high moment when you're having, yes, I encourage, find things that make you feel happy. If there's something you like watching or reminiscing, whatever, things that make you feel childlike in nature. Like if you're some old school people that like cartoons like Popeye, watch some old school Popeye or watch Three Stooges. Those are great for like, especially Three Stooges, for having just a high vibrational moment. But you have to set the terms and conditions first. And then when you feel you've had your moment, you high, you just breathe, reset, and to the 0 point and let it go. And you give thanks and just, sit there, feel that you're invisible once again, that there's nothing interfering with your energy, and just don't worry about it. And don't worry about all these little nuances of, the Congress people and their game shows, because it's all, again, psychological warfare. And it's not really for you. It really isn't. It's not for people that already are in the category of conspirators, so to speak. You're kind of past that point to where you actually don't need to give it any attention. You're supposed to be in your creative process now. The creative process is you just create what you want to live and feel in that now. You're not supposed to be watching what everyone else is watching. And I think that's the point that your benevolent races, whether they're ET, whether they're angelics, source God, they want you to start tapping into the creative process versus just being like everyone else, paying attention to everything that goes on. Okay.
All right. Well, I see nothing wrong about that. I've got to send Dr. Wiedemann a link so he can come on at 8:45. So Wyatt, tell me.
Chance, he's already here,
Oh, is he here? Is he in the back room? Okay.
and is here as well.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, Wyatt, what do you think about what's going on in Australia? Because I'm hearing a lot of things are going on in Australia.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got this election coming up, and the major parties, same bird, different wing, same, different feathers of the same bird, and neither of the major parties, Liberal or Labor, are putting forward anything that's going to benefit anybody, I don't think. So I think there's going to be a big voter backlash. I think that's going to happen. We've got speech laws that have been brought in, which are very similar to that of England. So they've got to be addressed, and they will be addressed. Otherwise, we're going to be hit with tariffs, really heavy, because President Trump ain't playing, with these people. That's what this 90-day pause is all about, insofar as the tariffs are concerned. It's not like he's having second thoughts. He knows what the tariffs can do. But the thing is that, all right, look, we'll have a 90 days pause if you come and see me and everything like that. But yes, there's a lot of things happening in Australia. I get questions all the time about, how many people are awake and all this sort of thing. I think there's a lot more people awake than what we believe, because a lot of people just don't want to talk about things, because they don't want to be lumped into the conspiracy theorist nutcase category. Get asked, when is everything going to happen? Well, it's going to happen when it's going to happen. When it does happen, Australia will go probably 24 hours to 48 hours after America, because remember, America first has multiple meanings. It's a layer cake. Somebody asked about time travel and the Mandela effect and whatnot like that, and whether Tesla invented the teleportation devices. Yes, Nikola Tesla did develop one. Go and watch the movie The Prestige with what was his name? Christian Bale. Okay, but The Prestige shows you what Tesla made. Okay, so look, I think there's a little bit of growing political unrest in Australia. And that's only because people are so frustrated. This election, no, I better not say anything. Just as I've said to other people, I intend crossing all of their names out and just writing in Donald Trump. That's what I'm going to do.
I get it.
And that is a protest vote in a form too. But it's a vote of my will.
Hey, yeah, I got dogs barking. Okay. There's property taxes. They are illegal. Yeah. There's nothing in the Constitution that calls for them.
That's
okay.
Right. Even in Australia.
I'm getting ready to do something if I can get a hold of my co-conspirator in a legal thing that we're going to try, a legal maneuver we're going to try, and if it works, it could make property tax for Lee County, where I live, go bye-bye. Okay. And
yeah, well, it's going to go bye-bye anyway, Chance.
Yeah, I know that, but the sooner the better, because people are still freaking out about it, and I can't say that I'm not freaking out about it, but we'll listen. I just turn all the problems over to the big guy upstairs. So just everything's over to him.
Yep.
That's exactly it. Yep.
And he can deal with it. He can deal with it a lot better than I can. I can't. His shoulders are infinite. Mine are just right here. But guys, I'm going to tell you what, out of every little bit of conspiracy theory, there's always a percentage of it that is correct. Okay. There's always a percentage of any conspiracy theory that's correct. So it's up to you to use your discernment and figure out what part of the conspiracy theory is right and what part is wrong. But property tax, my house just got reassessed for $100,000. So they could raise my property tax another $400 or $500 a year. Okay. We got a little legal maneuvering we're going to do within the system, and if I can get this thing to work, it's really going to put a kibosh to the property tax, and I will teach everybody how to do it if it works. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it until that, because we got to get rid of that stuff. Okay, now what I would like to do is I'd like to see everybody all at once never pay their property tax again. Well, do they have enough police to kick us all out on the street? Okay. And yeah, that's the whole thing, Love Jen. People won't stand their ground and they won't fight for what's right. They want to be cozy and comfy on their couch, watching their 85-inch big screen TV and eating their popcorn and having their...
Well, that's going to change too, Chance. People will.
Oh, I know.
Oh, they're going to be shocked into it.
Yep. I actually set the stage for sending in that money order. I set the stage for setting that money order in today. So I told them to look for an alternative form of payment, and in the meantime, I made a payment arrangement with them. But if they accept the alternative form of payment, that will say on the back, void where prohibited by law, so I won't be getting in any trouble. Massachusetts is terrible. Oh boy. I know my friend out in California, he's just saying, I'm going to owe more on my back taxes than I owe on the principal of my house. California, oh boy, guys, somebody brought that up earlier. Okay, listen. I love California. I was out there when I was 12 years old. I loved it. I loved the weather. I loved all the musicians that I met. I love the atmosphere. I love the excitement. It's not that place anymore, guys. It's been overrun. We've got really bad living things like bad reptiles living there. It's just the entire government is just evil. Okay. All I can tell you is this, as far as California goes, we know we got a pretty good idea what's going to happen with California. So what I would suggest to you is go to someplace else, because go high, but stay out of Colorado. Okay. But
hey, did you see that they had a little earthquake?
Yes.
San Diego.
Yes.
San Diego.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it? 3.5 or 3.6 or something, wasn't it?
I
was
think
only
it
a
Well, I
little
don't know,
one.
but they went through a phase about 6 months ago where they had a whole bunch of little ones scattered all around.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
this
get
one was
ready.
a little bit bigger, and it was enough to give them a bit of a shake. There's your wake-up call, folks.
Yep. And guess what? For the last 8 years, people have been doing a mass exodus. And like I've told everybody before on different shows, if you call up U-Haul and say, hey, I want to rent a big box truck to move to Illinois, and I want to rent it for this weekend, and they'll say, well, first of all, we're booked 8 months in advance. It's a $4,000 rental, and you got to pay $500 deposit to get on the 8 month. It's an 8 month waiting, and that was when I called. Oh God, it must have been a year or so ago when I called out to a U-Haul rental place in California. 8 months. Okay, no. Okay, how do you convince people to move? All I can tell them is what I'm feeling and what other people are feeling. Okay,
Yeah.
if
And
there's
you just don't.
Yeah, if they go, they go. It's outside of my pay grade. God never told me go make people in California get out. He never told me that. That's just me on my own discernment telling people something bad's going to happen. And when it does, you better be ready. And if you're not ready, then you better be right with upstairs. That's
Yeah,
all I
you're
got.
not meant to build to modern days Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Or Chicken Little.
Yeah, but,
Chicken Little.
but
Remember
if
Chicken Little?
Californians, please, if you're going to move out of California into a red state, leave your California politics behind.
Yep. Absolutely. There's already been people in Texas trying to change things.
No. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah, I've read articles about it. So yeah, and what goes on in Austin and Dallas and Round Rock and all the area down there is what the Californians are trying to do down there is not good. It's not good.
Yeah, but when you think about the 28 ticket for the presidential race possibly being AOC and Bernie Sanders, Democrat politics is finished. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
They are completely decimated. Completely. They do not have a voice because everybody knows that they say that Bernie is a socialist.
Well,
and
the other
AOC
thing
is his
they don't have any
prodigy,
money
that's for
either.
sure. Hey?
They don't have any money either, Wyatt.
No. But they are socialists, and they want your money. So I mean, it's worth it. There's different stages of democracy. Like you've got a republic, and then you got a democracy, and democracy goes to ends up going to social justice, ends to socialism, and then it turns to communism, right? And that's how quickly it slides down when you're dealing with democracy. But America is a republic. I've got to remind people of that because you hear a lot of people talking about democracy, and the meaning of words is very, very important. Democracy is when the polls open to vote, right? You cast your vote, they do the count, they say they declare the winner, right? That's democracy in action. It's a democratic process. But the moment that process is over, it's a republic and remains a republic until that election has to happen again in 4 years. Okay? But, this is the other thing that I don't like in this anti-Semitism thing. Semite is north, south, east, and west, or the peoples from the north, south, east, and west. That's every anthropologically proven race on the planet. There's 9 of them, in fact. But to be anti-Semitic means that you are anti a particular race. Doesn't matter which one. Jew is not a race. Catholic is not a race. Muslim is not a race. So when they talking about anti-Semitism, they're selling you a bill of goods. We've got to start to understand the meaning of words. I think that's very important, and that is something that's going to happen once we go over this threshold. Once the RV, once the QFS and the Nasara Jasara occurs, right? Once that all happens, we're going to get educated, and we are truly going to learn the real meaning of words. And all this and legalese in particular is going to be gone completely because for the North American Union, the legal dictionary for the meaning of words will not be Black's Law. It will be the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So start getting into that and learning the meaning of words. It's very important. And words matter. Words absolutely matter.
Yeah. What I wish I could do is I wish I could just send a call and say, hey, Antarians or Taigetans, could you please bring your holistic books here so we can learn what it means to be good defenders and protectors of our realm and our planet, and develop a different type of ethics in our society so that way we never ever get usurped the way we have for thousands of years. So I mean, yes, I understand we're going to get these new structures, but I don't know if it's enough. I feel like we still need, if this group, and I do mean the lighter side of this faction, if they are all about transparency and they are all about a greater expansion, that's what we should call out to, like send out those frequencies and signals, but also tell the human factions down here, look, you may have, good motives, but we want something greater than your idea still, right? Because we just want to make sure that the generations in your generations will never, ever be taken advantage of again. That's like the most important thing.
Yeah, I think we're already, like as a people, we worldwide, we are already wanting that transparency, and we're demanding it now, right? And President Trump is leading the way and showing how to be transparent. So I think that's a great thing. And a lot of the books that that are missing from the world's history, they were in the vaults of the Vatican. Right? They're going to all end up being released at some point. The other 711 books of the Bible, for instance, because we've only got 66 of the books of the Bible. Right? So we will get there, Brian. I'm absolutely convinced. But I think there is already, that shift has already begun to demand the transparency and to demand better, not only of other people but ourselves for most part. And I think most of the people in the chat here, in the chat on YouTube or even on Facebook, if the show's on Facebook, would agree. So we just got to, but President Trump is showing the way on how to be transparent, and we are demanding that. And because we've demanded it, and particularly in America, the same sort of thing is happening. It's a ripple effect across the world. So I think it's brilliant. But I think we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we are getting there. We've started on the journey at the very least.
Yep, I agree. And things are moving at a breakneck pace. And I think at this time we're going to bring on Ann and Lillian. Are they both here, or just Ann here? Or
Just
who's
Ann
here?
is here.
No, Ann's here.
Ann.
And I think Lillian's here.
Hi, Ann.
Unmute your mic, Ann.
We can't hear you.
So I was trying to jump in earlier, but I wasn't on because I had so much to add to that conversation. So I'm going to take that opportunity now. So, as many of you know, I hold a position in Florida Republic, Florida Free State, and we have been accessed and we have been asked to come forward, meaning everybody listening here that lives in a state, if you have not joined your county assembly, you need to now. We've been called to action. We have full military backing. So please get your assemblies. If you don't know who to go to, I have the list of every state.
TikTok.
You need to join your assembly now, because they're wanting us to fast track this now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, it's TikTok time. It truly is. I know of a few things that are going on in regard to that, and I do know there's other things that are going on that I'm not going to talk about, but it is the schedule has been pushed up.
Yes.
And people do need to get involved. This is what we're saying. We've started this journey, and for the transparency and everything.
A lot of people. Sorry, go ahead.
Through the People's Republic. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of people think Trump's going to do something. He cannot. He gave us the power. We, the people, the government. We are the government. So we have to come forward with it. So if you need to know who your county organizer is for your state, I know who your interim higher ups are, your interim governors, your interim secretaries of states. I have that list, and I usually know who the county organizer is. If I don't, then I reach out to them, then they get you in contact with them. But they're asking us to step forward as we, the people. We have to do this.
Hey, what's your email address, Ann, so that people can get in touch?
Everybody wants to know, Ann.
So it's Ann, ANNE, Z as in zebra, IE, GEN, HORN@gmail.com.
Yeah, because Ann will then be able to get in touch with you directly about your representative in your state or in your county.
And the funny thing is, we just came back from Punta Mita, Mexico for our trip with the company, and I was able to meet with some higher ups in that, and all Big T supporters. And they were just picking my brain when Lillian hinted what I knew. And they just were hungry for it. And I got many of them in contact with their organizers in their states. And those state organizers are like, you're in Florida and you're sending these people to us? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So they're hungry. The assemblies are hungry. If you're hungry, they want you.
Yep.
That sounds great. Where's Lillian at tonight?
She's supposed to be on, so I can only think that something must have happened or she has her time mixed up. She lost her. Oh, that's possibly it. Okay, so her cell phone is in the airport in Mexico.
Uh-oh.
So she happened to have a spare, but it has no numbers, no apps, no anything. So she's been just focused on keeping things going as straight as she can. And so she's not near her laptop. She's having issue. I'm wondering if it has to do with her cell phone.
Wow.
But anyway, we tracked it, so we know where it's at. We know it's at the airport.
Great. Well,
but one of the things that we were going to talk about.
Tell her we miss her, and tell her, or we're going to ask you, what kind of testimonies have you gotten secondhand about people in the patches?
So one of the interesting ones, I actually have anybody who's friends with, my Facebook is public, just so you know. I'm transparent. So you can look at mine. It's Ann Gudson Ziegenhorn. And on there, one of our own reps 6 days ago broke her ankle really bad. Like it was like hanging like this. And she put the patches over her bandages in the hospital. So she's ace bandage wrapped. She might even have a cast on. And because the patches go, as long as they're within 3 to 4 inches of the skin, it will work. And because a cast is only like half an inch thick, it allows it to go through. There you go. It allows it to go through. And if you zoom in on those little tiny ones, because those are actually videos, at the bottom it shows they're over the bandage. And the doctors were amazed because she was able to control her pain when the patches were on. Just like that.
Through the bandage?
Yes, through the bandage.
Wow.
And there's a cast under it. So it went through and the doctors were shocked and amazed. And then when she took it off, she, of course, within an hour or so needed her medicine. So they were giving her morphine. So she went from nothing to morphine, back to nothing when she put her patches back on. But then luckily somebody called her and said, when you have an acute injury such as that, you can wear the patches 24/7 until it heals. Then you want to take it off to give your body a break. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just keep wearing the patches. You don't want your light to stay on all the time. You wouldn't leave a car running 24/7. You wouldn't leave the lights in your house on 24/7. You shut them off to give them a break. Well, our bodies need that break too. But when you have an acute injury, for 1 or 2 weeks wearing it full time is not going to harm you, but you do want to get that break. So we encourage people to take the break because David, the inventor, said our bodies need the break because otherwise it becomes dependent upon the patch. And if it's dependent on the patch, when you don't have a patch on, your body's not going to know how to function properly. So that's why we do 12 hours on, 12 hours off. But with something like an acute injury that is just short time, then you can wear them for like 24 hours to help. Lillian had somebody that she's been speaking with about cancer. And she was able to tell them exactly what the patches do, how the Eon helps keep cancer cells away because it's bringing down inflammation in the body. And we always agree that we want to use the ivermectin and the other two, febenzazole or methbenzazole, whichever one you have access to.
Benzazole, yeah.
Yes. And but the carnosine is heart health and vein and vascular system. How the glutathione is going to carry out heavy metal toxins and parasites. So that's why we're so big proponents to the Fantastic Five, because then you marry it with the 39 and 49, which does everything, but those other ones focus. And because they focus, they allow the 39, 49 to stay as a shield and rebuilding those stem cells while they focus on their job. So the carnosine helping mostly the heart and vascular. The glutathione says having trouble getting into my email. So she just texted me. Then the Eon. So a lot of times if somebody can't afford all 5 patches, then you at least want to get on the 39 and the Eon at minimum. Those two, because you want to bring down the inflammation, but also it wards off those cancer cells. I'm not making a medical claim. This is for entertainment purposes only. So I just want to let y'all know you can, take my stuff or not. It's up to you. We're just talking. So, but in the research does prove everything that I just said. So whether you want to take that or not, we do have research. And you can also go to startx39now.com. And it will have 90 of the 200 studies that we have listed. It has testimonials, has a whole bunch of information there. So it's going to tell you a lot of the things that I've just said, but now you're able to get it from the scientist.
Great. That's really interesting about the patches working right straight through the bandages and the casts. That's phenomenal. I mean,
I was impressed. I was just like, wow.
Yeah. And I know my friends in Des Moines, Sandy and John, she puts the patches on the inside of his hat so that the nursing home will leave him alone.
Yep.
And he's going out making deliveries once
awesome.
or twice a week. So so if he's gone from not being very well at all, pretty guarded, and now he's now he's mobile, and he's doing what he likes to do. They like supporting their son's business, and it's a very good business. And wow. Okay.
Well, and I want to remind you that was 3.5 to 4 months that he was on them. So for somebody who only gave it 30 days, if you had something that was long term, it takes longer. It's just like I had neuropathy of the hands and feet for 7 years. So at 4.5 months when they woke up, had I stopped the patches at the 4-month mark, if I never made it past the 1-month mark, but let alone if I would have taken them off at the 4-month mark, I was told, and this is what we try to tell everybody this, the longer you've had something, it's going to take time. When you only wear the X39 or say the X39 and the Eon, it's still going to take time. We're looking at 8 months, 12 months, 18 months. When you wear the Fantastic Five, it cuts the time down. I was wearing the Fantastic Five. The Fantastic Five in 4.5 months took away the neuropathy of my hands and feet. At the 6-month mark, my liver enzymes went to normal. I no longer needed a transplant. And at the 6-month mark, 6.5 month mark, they were able to see that my thyroid had started to regenerate. Shocked the doctors. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going by for my dad. He's 90, so I'm saying 1 month for each decade.
Yep. That's exactly right.
That's the rule of thumb that I'm going by, and he's actually, he's having improvement. So in all areas, so which is really, really good, because I don't wear the patches myself. I got to be clear about that. But I got them for my dad, whose needs are more urgent than mine. But I got to tell you, the changes have been remarkable. I mean, you take a look at Chance's face, for instance. I mean, looking a lot younger, isn't he? So Doc, so wow, they're good products, people. They are considered a little bit expensive, but hey, what price do you put on your health?
Exactly. That's what I tell everybody all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're in Australia, I'm sorry, go ahead, Doc.
I was going to say, I put it on my hand. I had a lump here, and I was wearing it for about a week, the X39, and the lump is gone. I don't know what the lump was. It could have just been, a little whatever. And then my hair, I've never seen my hair grow.
It looks thick.
I mean, look, it's long. I mean, this is like when I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
You hippie, you.
I'm telling you, I don't know what's in the patches, but it's just, I mean, I don't want to cut it now.
There's the pot calling the kettle black.
Right, Chance? We're old hippies, you and I.
Well, yeah. Well, I still got my hair, thank God, you know.
And we do say, just like we love Dr. Wiedeman's products, so you want to take your supplements. It makes everything work better.
And I do that too.
Yeah.
Doc Wiedeman's, I've been on a month, and I've seen an improvement with all my stuff with that as well.
Yeah. So your hair combination of your vitamins and minerals, and you're getting good quality product. And then your stem cells are open. So now that your stem cells are awake, you're taking in that good quality product, and your nutritional value of the foods that you eat. That's what it's for. It's because now your body can be optimized.
Yep. Well, I've been on the patches now for 4 months, and also in the combination of taking the minerals and the orange flavored minerals and the vitamins, and I'm also taking the regular minerals, and I'm also taking the thyroid support. Now, I've been upping that a little bit. And what I'm noticing is I don't necessarily need a 3:30 nap anymore. I can go take one anytime I want to, but I don't feel my body saying you need to go lay down. You know, I can go longer. And then of course I'm 73 years old, and look at my face. And I don't have the hanging down skin like most guys my age, and look at my hands. They're not all wrinkled up like most of them, most old guys. So, and, you know, occasionally they'll say, "You've been here forever. How old are you?" I said, 73. And they, I don't believe you. You know, you just make yourself look good. And I said, no, I'm 73. People think I'm 53 or something like that. But yeah, and there's a difference. There's a difference in taking care of yourself. And I do believe in these two products. And I believe that they work excellent together. And speaking about the other products, we're going to have Dr. Wiedemann on in 4 minutes. And Ann, I'm thanking you very much for coming and talking about the Republic. And I'm very grateful and appreciative to all the help that you give me with my personal account. Without Ann, I wouldn't.
Me too.
I'm the same.
I wouldn't have paid my electric. I wouldn't have paid part of my electric bill the other day.
I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for Ann or Lillian, we'd be in big trouble, Chance.
We try our best.
Well, we
And
sure
I did want to
appreciate
say
you.
real quick. I did want to say real quick before you go that the New Jersey Republic, that governor-elect is in contact with me. I've been on our Zoom calls, and I would love to get you guys together. Because
Great.
we were talking
That'd
about
be great.
patches one night, and I said, I have a lady that does that. And they said, oh, really? Because we used to take them. I said, well, I have somebody that can do that. So,
And we're making a Republic team. So
Yeah, and if you want the patches and you're in Australia, get a hold of Wyatt at Wyatt of Earp, EARP,
put it up again. Hold
at
on.
mail.com. It's on the screen. And if
There
you
you
want to get the patches in the United States, then you can contact Doc G, or you can contact me at chancemusic@yahoo.com, or Doc G at GDPENT1 at yahoo.com. And the reason I spelled it out and everything is because we got people listening and not watching. So
yeah, and these patches that come from, you know, when you order in Australia, they're not subject to the tariffs because they are made here in Australia as well.
Yep.
Okay, so you know that you don't have to worry about having to pay another 10% extra than what it already is, because they're manufactured here in Australia as well. So I think they're manufactured in every country where they're available, aren't they, Ann?
Almost. So we have
82
countries. So not all of them have a manufacturer there, but some of the bigger countries definitely do.
Yeah. So
prayers for you, Diane. Prayers for you.
Prayers for you, Diane. Yes.
I didn't see what was said. So
Yeah, I might be doing another draw soon. Insofar as somebody getting a patch, a core pack, so and a membership as a distributor. So I'm looking at it at the moment. So that could be coming in the next few weeks. All right, but then again, you may not have to worry. We may not have to worry about that.
Right.
Right. And the other thing is, next week on this show, we're going to announce the winner of the acoustic guitar that I've showed on here for the last couple of weeks. And so if you want to buy a ticket for that drawing, you go to $McFadden Chance on Cash App and send $5 for a ticket. It's a virtual ticket. I put your name in the drawing and AI picks the winner. Now, you can buy as many tickets as you like. The money goes directly to Hamilton Radio, okay? And we appreciate the support. And I ship the guitar out of here, out of Fort Madison, Iowa, and it will be all set up and ready to play when you pull it out of the box. It'll have a nice little case for it and a tuner and a strap. So you'll be able to just start rocking and rolling immediately, okay? And that will come to you exclusively from FortMadisonGuitars.com. That's my business, and we're trying to rebuild it. So anybody that needs a guitar, we really appreciate you giving us consideration. We have a lot of instruments, okay?
And unfortunately, Chance can't ship it internationally except for maybe to Canada.
Yeah, I get shipped to Canada.
Hey, Chance, can I mention real quick about who I had at the studio? Because I want people to know the type of clientele that we get at our studio.
Sure. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. We had our studio last week. Now, this is my internet radio studio for 30 years coming up in June, okay? We had Fats Domino's daughter and her husband. Now, I don't know any other people that have had her, but she's not that far from me. She lives like 30 miles away. But she came to our studio. She graced us with her presence, and she's got an amazing singing voice, and she's in her 70s, and she looks like she's in her 40s. What a wonderful, precious lady she is. That's all I can say. She's got the love of Fats Domino in her, and she's got that magnificent voice. And if you go to my Facebook book page, and you'll see that on my page, what an incredible, incredible thing to even have, to meet a legend like that, or a daughter or a son of a living legend like Fats Domino. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's a link to the past. Yeah.
They don't go to other places, and the reason why is because a lot of people don't know who they are. But then a lot of times it's all, celebrity this, celebrity that. They feel so comfortable with us at our studio because it's low key,
Yeah.
And it's just like you go into a place for an interview and there's not a lot of people there. Our host and the engineers, and that's it. But it was just a wonderful time, and that's why I wanted to share with everybody. We've had so many great legends come in, and
I'll tell you something about
I love what I do. Love what I do.
Yeah, I'll tell you something too. This chat and this show right now. It's generally just a group of friends together talking about things together, and when you're dealing with people with notoriety, they appreciate just being treated like everybody else. They don't want to be treated differently. But no. This fawning over them is just nonsense.
Well, it's kind of hard not to, but I get what you're saying, and I really had to contain myself from doing that. I took a nice picture with her, and I'm going to share that when we're talking. I want to share that picture with you guys. Go ahead.
Well, I've had some dealings with celebrities in the past, and I've just I appreciate them. I tell them I appreciate them. I watch their show or listen to their music. But after I've said that initially, that's it. Then the gloves are off. I'm just me then.
There you go, guys. If you can see that, this is all I want to share with you. That is her right in the middle, between me and my co-partner, Ruben, and her husband, Maurice, is on the right side. And you can see how happy I am standing there in my studio, arm in arm with her and her husband, and just being so overcome with joy.
She definitely does not look her age.
See what I
No.
mean? Unbelievable.
Man, you're a
Beautiful.
Cheshire cat, Doc.
What's that?
You look like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah. I felt like one. I'm telling you, I was high as a kite
Yeah.
then. I really was.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Thank you.
Positive energy. That's what we want. Hey, don't we have Doc
That's it.
Wiedemann waiting in the back wings?
Yeah, Doc is waiting. Doc, come on in. There he is. I was just so happy. I'm overcome with joy again.
Howdy, folks.
Let's
Hey,
talk.
That
let's
was
talk
quite
about-
something to see the daughter of Fats Domino. Man, that must have been an incredible thing.
Could you imagine the
So-
story she has growing up?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
wow.
a lot of stories about her dad getting ripped off, but that's part of the musicians, as you know, back then, Chance.
Oh yeah. Well, I was wondering if you found your freedom on Blueberry Hill when she came.
I think that was.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And
Tell us
Wyatt, I
about
was
your show,
wondering if-
Doc.
What's that?
Let's talk about your show that you have on Monday nights.
Okay, well, last Monday night was an incredible time, boy. We really covered it on the minerals. You know, we showed several examples of what the minerals do just in the environment, to nature. Marvin showed where he had put some he goes hunting, every fall, and he spread some minerals out, and his son put an apple out, an organic apple, and all the elk and the deer just ignored it. They went for the grass that they'd spread the minerals on. So, but anyway, yeah, we talked about the minerals and about basically had quite a show. If anybody needs that show, have them contact me at my getdocsminerals.com, and or they can email me at healthreform90@gmail.com and ask me for a copy of that thing, and I'll send it to them. Yeah, there it is. There you go. That's our show, and we're going to have another one coming up Monday night, and it's well received. People are learning stuff from that. I've had numerous people contacting me, letting me know that they don't want to miss a single show. And so it's just been a real blessing to be able to provide this information for people because everybody needs it. I think, Chance, you've really benefited, and so have you, Doc. So,
And my
Seeing the
dogs have benefited too.
yeah, I bet they have.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marvin and I talk about this. We went out I went out to visit Marvin a couple of years ago and filmed Dr. Wallach. And on the way out, he said something about his cats. And I said, "Oh no, I am really allergic to cats," because I had a terrible allergy to cats. My eyes swell up and things like that. And so he says, "Oh, well, we'll keep them in our room." So I got out there and he had one room for me down in the basement, and a really nice finished off basement down there. It's not like I was down in a cellar or someplace, but it was a nice place. And of course I ate with them, and I didn't have any problems with the cats. And I said, Marvin, because the cats got out a couple times and it didn't bother me. So I said, "Marvin, I'm going to hold those cats before I leave." And I did, but he had to take his wife took his truck, and he had to take, we were supposed to go someplace in her car, and I got in and my eyes started swelling up. And I said, "Marvin," I said, "did you have cats in this car?" And he said, "Oh, we brought those cats home from Missouri in this car, and we haven't cleaned it out since. We figured out that he has been spraying minerals on the cat's food, and because of that, the cats didn't bother me, didn't make me allergic to them." And so we learned something from that. It does influence your pets to have those minerals put on their food. It makes a huge difference. I mean, it's the basis of all nutrition. You know, nothing works without the minerals.
Doc,
You know,
it's like I tell everybody, if you're not taking longevity minerals or the minerals and the vitamins, the orange flavored stuff, you're not taking that stuff, guess what? You are mineral deficient. I don't care what. I do not care what kind of stuff you get on Amazon or anything like that. Don't buy your patches off Amazon. Don't buy the nutrients off Amazon. Buy them direct, because then you're going to get the quality, fresh stuff, factory fresh. Same way with the patches. But listen, it's not going. You're still mineral deficient. The stuff that they sell on Amazon is so weak, has so little product in them. It's not going to do you any benefit. So you got to keep.
Here's the big thing. You know, I've had several people who have been ordering for years on Amazon, not getting any help until they filled out that form, and it was able to focus them on the right stuff. And once they do that, once they really get an understanding, see what you have to learn is to recognize the symptoms of nutritional deficiency. You know, and go accordingly. You know, I saw
and
something.
you ship to Australia. You'd ship to Australia too, wouldn't you, Doc?
Oh yeah. They actually there's a special office in New Zealand for Australia and New Zealand, and
cool.
yeah, you can. And I've got to make a call to Australia tonight. Somebody has asked me to call them because they apparently can't get on the website down there, so I'm going to help them with that. And so if anybody needs any help, I can call anywhere in the world. So my number is 406-270-3754, and you can call me anywhere in the world. I mean, you know, I can call anywhere in the world. All you have to do is get a hold of me at my email address, or and I can get a hold of you. I can call you if I have your number. And so I've got several people that have called down in Australia already. So there you go. I mean, but it's I've been having lots of positive results with the changes, you know, with longevity. So, and it's not so much the company itself; it's Doc's message. You know, it's his research that we're basically tapping into, and that's why we can consider ourselves structure and function compliant. Simply because it's based on Dr. Wallach's, it's $150 million worth of research in the animal industry alone, which Doc has just adapted to humans. And his research and the research project, the 13-year project that he did, where he did autopsies on 17,000 animals, 456 species of animals, and 3,500 humans. And then he went over to Qishan province in China and did research and did autopsies on the children over there that were dying of muscular dystrophy over there. So Qishan's disease is what they call it. And of course, you know, his research project was based upon the reason for it was because somebody had dumped some. There's a question here. Do you have specific testimonials for neuropathy with the products? That's a question. Good question. If you can email, either send me an email and I can answer that directly, because I can check the website and see if we have testimonials on there. We have a whole list of testimonials on the website. So I know that neuropathy, you know, as a chiropractor, we look to the spine for the cause of neuropathy, you know, and there's such close interaction between chiropractic and nutrition. It's not funny. You know, there's something in the spine where the spine degenerates, you know, like you have disc problems and arthritis in the spine. We call that vertebral subluxation degeneration. And we can actually reverse some of that by correcting the spine. But it's also in need of nutritional support. And of course, we cover that with the bone and joint information that we have on the website. The website is, basically it's called the Academy of Applied Epigenetics. It's called an academy for a reason. It's there for you to study the symptoms of nutritional deficiency. And we can help with virtually just about anything. And of course, it's not a cure-all, but one of the things that I want to remind everybody is there's only 3 people that can say they cure anything. And that is the butcher, the tanner, and the tobacco farmer. Nobody can cure. See, the body needs no help. It just needs no interference. And chiropractors are into removing interference with the body's normal function.
And I can testify to that. I can testify to that. I've been going to chiropractors for a long time, and if your spine's properly lined up, even if you've got a bit of scoliosis, they can straighten that all out for you over time. And your health just generally improves. But the patches help with neuropathy as well. My dad's got had neuropathy in his leg, and he's on the patches, and they work. The minerals most likely would assist that. And I'm just been feeling a bit run down lately. So much happening and so much going on. I just don't have the energy, and I'm just thinking, well, if I have the minerals, that'll actually improve my general health. So I'm going to get it myself when I do get it. So I'll be in touch with you myself, Doc.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Wyatt. Yeah. And Doc, I want to get your final thoughts. We're gonna wrap this show up for tonight. We got final thoughts from Dr. Wiedemann. Let's talk about your website for the next 30 seconds.
Yes, this website is we're actually going to finish up on minerals this next program, but to go to getdocsminerals.com and or getdocsmessage.com, either one, and we'll get back to you, and we'll actually teach you how to use this website, how to rebuild your health. And basically health is has some, there's some necessities with health. And one of them is the fact that we have to have we have built within us an innate intelligence that knows how to run the body so long as it has the resources and is free of interference. So,
okay, Doc, listen, his show is Monday night right here on Hamilton Radio 1 on YouTube. And it's the name of the show again is
Wellness Revolution.
Wellness Revolution. It's on 8 o'clock Monday night Central Time, 8 o'clock Central Time. And please, I'm going to stop in on this with this upcoming show. I'm going to stop in and give some testimonies, but please tune in because it's very important and we're here for you. Okay. Wyatt, how about final thought from you?
Okay, well, as I said when I first came on today, the gurus are lying to you when they tell you that the RV has happened. It has not happened yet. Okay, so that's the first thing. So don't listen to them. They're full of bullshit. All right, just try not do what Brian was talking about earlier, insofar as envisioning what you know what that it's done. But to do that, you got to get yourself up, and the only way you can do that is to get out of this negative energy, and just to be able to get those goosebumps and all that sort of thing. You need to just not worry about money. I know it's hard. I mean, people are struggling, but being focused on, when's it going to happen and all that is just not serving you. All right. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anything. It's just it's like a parasite in your mind. And so that's that there. But we are very close. Very, very close. And as Chance has said, the timeline for this to occur has been sped up dramatically. I mean, it's especially when it comes to the issues of the Republic, and people need to get involved, the Republic in the United States. Okay. So that's getting in touch with Anne. And my final thought is, remember the sacrifice one man made for all humanity.
Amen.
Okay. He made a huge sacrifice. All right. He took all of our sins. And I think we need to, pay attention to that, as well as just remembering everybody who is deployed overseas at this time at the moment, because they're away from their families protecting your freedom. All right. So that's it, Chance.
Thanks so much, Wyatt. We appreciate it. Doc G, what's your final thoughts tonight, brother?
Well, I'm going to take a different approach to this, guys. My approach is, and I'm not saying I'm not. Thank you for everybody that gives us donations, everybody that helps us out, helps Chance and I out, helps the station out. As you can see, it does make a difference for a lot of things, because keeping the studio going is kind of what I'm trying to do. And I appreciate everybody out there, especially Doc, Wyatt, the ladies, for all the health things, because the health things are what sees us through to the next day. And I see big significant changes, not only in my life with the nutrition, but all other things that I do to help get my body back in order. I'm going to be 64 in June, and I hope God lets me see that. But my point is, I'm trying to see exactly how far we can push everything. And I'm not worried about focused on the RV. I'm not focused on any of that. I mean, if it happens, great. But I'm always trying to take care of my health first, because once you have your health, you literally have everything. And it's so true. With these two gentlemen and these ladies and Chance and everything that we do together, we try to provide exactly what you need to hear. And that's what Hamilton Radio and the studio does. Gives you the uniqueness that no other station gives you. And for 30 years, again, this is not an advertisement, for 30 years going into June, this is what I've been doing. So I ask all of you to just please pray for us, all of us here in the United States and all over the world, for not only the Easter holiday, but for every day moving forward, that we do the best we can for each other, help each other, and enjoy our lives the best way we can. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yeah, I wanted
Amen.
to say, I wanted to say, I was born right between Good Friday and Easter. My mother called me her little Easter bunny. So when I was born, so I was born on Holy Saturday.
All right. Well, listen, guys, my final thoughts for tonight are, next week we're doing the drawing for the guitar. So if you want to buy a ticket, send a Cash App, $5 to $ McFadden Chance on Cash App. Or if you're sending by Wise, it's chancemusic@yahoo.com. You can buy as many tickets as you want. The funds go directly to Hamilton Radio. I am donating the guitar for the station for the benefit of the people. Okay. I'm also paying for the freight out of my own pocket. If you want the RV protocol papers, same deal, $50 to Cash App, $ McFadden Chance, or send it to my email by Wise at chancemusic@yahoo.com. If you have any questions, I will be answering questions tomorrow if you send me an email at chancemusic@yahoo.com. I'm not going to answer any more questions tonight. I am beat. We have been inundated with fixing things around the house, and my son's been sick, so we're just trying to take care of business here, and we're gonna stick with you guys through this whole thing the best that we can. We need your donations. We appreciate it. I said at the beginning of the show, thank you very much to the people who have continually donated and kept the station going and kept me personally going. And without you guys, I just love you all. Okay. And I'm going to end up tonight saying my final words, which are, all you need is love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Those two songs, that says it all. If we love each other, Love your neighbor. Love your enemy. Especially love your enemy. Especially love your enemy. Why? Because they're not getting any love from anybody else. If they're being narcissistic or hateful, or they're being satanic, they're not getting any love from anybody else. You might as well be the one to give them the love. Okay?
And just before you go, Chance, somebody just put up a comment about the RV with the delays and everything lowering vibrations. No, that's not actually the case. All right. What it is the guru is giving false hope, to people, telling, oh, it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be that, and everybody gets disappointed when it doesn't happen because they believed these people, right? That's what is lowering your vibration. But the delays have not. But the delays have been teaching everyone patience. You've got to be patient.
So, sometimes lowered vibrations can be caused by not being in tune with the universe.
Yeah.
And that's where vertebral subluxation comes in. You talked, Wyatt, about being in a chiropractic care. That will raise your vibrations right there. And of course, taking the minerals will raise your vibrations. You can feel it. You take those minerals, you can almost feel an electrical charge all over your body. These are not minerals these are not mined rocks. These are plant derived, and they have a positive charge which goes right into your body. They're 98% available, which you can't say for other minerals. Like, you get a colloidal mineral that's a metallic mineral, and it's not going to absorb into your body like this will. These are plant derived. That's totally different. I've been to the mine out there, and I've seen it. And I actually, the guy was taking us for a tour where they have a proprietary processing of those minerals, and he had a silver bag in his hand of these minerals that have been spun down. In fact, I got some right here. You can take these things. You can just put a little bit on your hand like that, and you can feel the electrical charge because they're very astringent. But I took that bag of minerals back to my room, and I took a bunch under my tongue, and I just went on high after that. It was like I felt so good taking those minerals. It's better than, I have never wanted to ever take any drugs in my body. I've never done that. I've never taken aspirin. I've never taken anything all during my life. And, but I do take these minerals, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you, when you take medications, it's counterfeit nutrition. You're trying to trick your body into thinking it's got the nutrition. That's what it does. Well, why don't you just take the real thing?
Yeah, well, modern medicine is the great deception. It truly is.
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Chance.
No, you're fine. You guys are fine. You're fine. I'm just saying, Doc has had a long day. We're going to get out of here. I love you, Wyatt. I love you, Doc Wiedemann. I love you, Doc G. I love all the people that are listening tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Chance McFadden. We appreciate your donations. Order your RV protocol papers by getting a hold of me at chancemusic@yahoo.com. I want you to be safe, sound, peaceful, and full of love and positive vibrations until I see you again next Thursday. God bless you all. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.